This might well be the simplest golf tip you've ever received, but I'm sure it's going to make a huge difference to your game. If you're struggling with too much static time over the golf ball, increasing in tension, this video is definitely for you. Welcome back to the TruGolf Academy. You've joined me, John Watts, today in our indoor golf studio, and today's video, as I mentioned there in the intro, is going to be a real simple one. I'm going to talk you through how to improve your golf shots. We're definitely going to be focusing on the driver today, but this would still be relevant with your irons, how we can take that tension out of your pre-shot routine, what happens before you hit the golf ball. It's going to be a real simple tip, as I said, but it's going to transform your game if you're struggling at all. If you haven't already, I'd love you guys to consider subscribing. The info for me just coming on the bottom of the screen right now. We're going to jump into this one. Well, very happy with that one. I have split the fairway, and I chose a hole here. This is the third hole at the Farms Golf Club out in America, and I just thought it's a par 5 where I need to hit driver, and it looked to me particularly tight. It's not actually a course I've played a lot on here on the simulator, but it looked quite a tight driving hole, so I thought it'd be one that would make me nervous. I'm pretty good with my irons. If I struggle at all really at the minute, it's with the driver off the tee. And the main reason for that is the lack of golf I played this year. When I don't play a lot of golf, I tend to lose a bit of confidence with the driver. What I was trying to do then, you may well have seen from this face on camera, was keep moving. My feet were moving, I was waggling the club. There's very little static time. So I was moving, then I started my golf swing. What do we see with golfers? A lot of amateur golfers who are struggling to pull the trigger, to start that movement, tension increasing, forearms tight as hell, they tend to have a lot of static time over the golf ball. So they're ready to go and they're freezing up. What we see with the majority of elite golfers is they're moving. They're constantly moving before they go ahead and pull the trigger. I was looking at some videos of Rob Rock, so if you haven't checked out Rob's swing before, please do. He's an amazing golfer, as pure a swing as you're going to see. And there's no static time. I've heard him talk about it before. His feet are moving, his hands are moving, the club is waggling, and then he takes the club away. And he's got the smoothest, purest action you'll ever see. There's very little static time. And that's what we see with a number of golfers is too long, stood over the golf ball, tension increasing. If that tension's increasing onto our forearms, we're stuffed. We're not going to generate speed. We're not going to do the right movement. We're not going to sequence our body better. So real simple video. I did say it was going to be. This is all going to be about keep moving over the golf ball. Definitely something to try on the driving range practice area, first of all, if you've not done it. And I don't care whether we're talking about pitching, short game chipping, bunker shots, putting, it doesn't matter. Keep your body moving. Keep some flow in there. Putting might be the one time we're not particularly moving, but I'd still have less static time over the golf ball. I would almost, when you're putting, I'd look towards where you want to pull the trick, where you want to hit the putt to. As soon as your eyes come back, I'd start the movement. So you may not be waggling the golf club or moving your feet as much, but I'd still try and get rid of that static, dead time over the golf ball. Time to be taken is alignment, picturing the shot, picking the right club, by all means. But once you're ready to go, I want you to move, pull the trigger. I'm putting myself under pressure. I'm not sure I could hit this fairway twice. I'm talking myself out of it, aren't I? Let's give it a go. So moving. Try and get rid of that static time. And go ahead and pull the trigger. I've only gone and done it 2 for 2. Very happy with that one. Gaining a little bit more yardage than I normally would because it's a bit downhill, this hole. The other reason I perhaps picked the drive. Always pick a downhill hole where you can gain a bit of yardage. It's a quick tip for anyone wanting to get into YouTube, especially if you hit it as short as I do. So, let's see if I can finish with one last one. This tee's a bit on the high side, but less static time. Go ahead and pull the trigger. So just see if you can keep your body moving, not freezing over the golf ball. Technical thoughts would perhaps be back here, practice swing. I've just seen where my tee pegs have gone. But once I'm ready to go, it's a case of pull the trigger. I don't want a lot of static, still time over the golf ball. Didn't feel as solid, but importantly, it is down the fairway. It wasn't my best strike, but it is on the fairway, on the short stuff. So that's 3 for 3. There must be something in it. If you are struggling at all, finding too much tension in your arms, in that setup position, let's get rid of that static time. Let's try and keep your body moving. Let's make sure we're waggling the club. Let's make sure we're releasing some tension. While we're doing that, breathe. I know that sounds really simple, but do not hold your breath. Do not get tight and tense. Keep your body flowing. That is important to make sure we're taking on oxygen at the same time. If the video does help, put some comments in the box below, hit the thumbs up, share it with as many golfers as you can, those who need a little bit of help, perhaps off the tee. And if you haven't already, as I mentioned at the start, don't forget to subscribe. Cheers, guys. I'll see you next time.